How to actually lose belly fat, science-based guide. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Vital Living. If you clicked on this video, there's a pretty high chance that losing belly fat is one of your main goals right now. And I get it. A lot of people feel like no matter how much they diet or exercise, that stubborn fat around their midsection just won't go away. It's frustrating as hell. The problem is, there's so much bad information out there about belly fat. You see ads for fat-burning supplements, waist trainers, and those ridiculous 10-minute ab workouts that promise to melt away belly fat. The truth is, most of that stuff is complete garbage. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to lose belly fat in a way that's actually backed by science. We're going to talk about why belly fat is so stubborn, what actually works, what doesn't work, and how to create a realistic plan that you can stick to. This isn't going to be one of those, just do these 5 exercises, videos. We're going to get into the real factors that matter: calories, training, sleep, stress, and consistency. So if you're ready to finally understand how to lose belly fat the right way, let's get into it. Why belly fat is so hard to lose. First, let's talk about why belly fat seems to be the last thing to go for so many people. There are a few reasons for this. One is genetics. Some people naturally store more fat around their midsection, while others store it more in their hips and thighs. You can't really change where your body prefers to store fat, that's largely genetic. Another reason is that visceral fat, the fat around your organs, is metabolically active. Your body tends to hold onto it more during times of stress or when you're in a calorie deficit because it sees it as a quick source of energy. But here's the most important thing I want you to understand. You cannot spot reduce fat. Doing 1,000 crunches a day will not burn the fat off your stomach. That's not how the body works. When you burn fat, it comes off from all over your body, not just from the area you're training. This is why so many people get frustrated. They do endless ab workouts but never see their stomach get flatter. The reality is that visible abs and a flat stomach come down to having a low enough body fat percentage overall, not how many sit-ups you do. The only way to lose belly fat. At the end of the day, losing belly fat comes down to one main thing: being in a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit simply means you're burning more calories than you're consuming. When this happens consistently over time, your body has to use stored fat for energy. And you lose fat from all over, including your stomach. This is non-negotiable. No amount of ab exercises, detox teas, or fat-burning foods will override the laws of energy balance. If you're eating in a surplus or even at maintenance, you're not going to lose meaningful amounts of belly fat. Now, creating a calorie deficit can be done in 2 main ways: eating fewer calories, burning more calories through exercise. The most effective approach for most people is a combination of both, eating in a moderate deficit while also doing some form of training. This way you can preserve muscle while losing fat, which helps you look better as you get leaner. How big should your calorie deficit be? A common mistake people make is going on a very aggressive deficit, thinking it will help them lose belly fat faster. The problem is that very low calories often lead to muscle loss, slower metabolism, constant hunger, and eventually burnout. For most people, a moderate deficit of 300 to 500 calories below maintenance is a good sweet spot. This allows for steady fat loss, usually 0.5 to 1 pound per week, while minimizing muscle loss and keeping your energy levels decent. If you're very overweight, you can go a bit more aggressive at first. But if you're already somewhat lean and just trying to get rid of the last bit of belly fat, a smaller deficit is usually better. The role of strength training. This is where a lot of people go wrong when trying to lose belly fat. They focus only on cardio and completely neglect strength training. This is a mistake. When you're in a calorie deficit, your body can break down muscle for energy if you're not giving it a reason to keep that muscle. Strength training, even bodyweight training, sends a signal to your body that it needs to hold onto muscle. This helps you lose more fat and less muscle, which means you'll look leaner and more toned as you lose weight. You don't need to lift super heavy weights, but you should be doing some form of resistance training 2 to 4 times per week. This could be weights, resistance bands, or even a good bodyweight program. The key is to challenge your muscles. Should you do cardio for belly fat? Cardio can be helpful for fat loss, but it's not as important as most people think. The main benefit of cardio is that it increases your calorie expenditure, which can help create a larger deficit. However, doing hours of cardio while eating poorly is still not going to give you great results. If you're going to do cardio, I generally recommend a mix of Zone 2 cardio, steady state, conversational pace, a few times per week. This is great for overall health and fat burning without destroying recovery. Some higher intensity work if you enjoy it and recover well from it. But don't make cardio the main focus. Strength training should come first if your goal is to look good while losing fat. The importance of sleep and stress. This is the part that almost nobody talks about, but it's extremely important for losing belly fat. When you don't sleep enough, your hunger hormones get messed up. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, goes up, and leptin, the fullness hormone, goes down. This makes you hungrier and more likely to overeat, especially on junk food. High stress levels also make fat loss harder. When you're chronically stressed, your body produces more cortisol. High cortisol levels are associated with increased belly fat storage, especially visceral fat. This is why some people can eat well and train hard but still struggle to lose belly fat. Their sleep and stress levels are working against them. If you're serious about losing belly fat, you need to take sleep and stress management seriously. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep most nights. And find ways to manage stress that actually work for you: walking, meditation, hobbies, etc. Common mistakes people make. Let me go over some of the biggest mistakes I see when people try to lose belly fat. Doing endless ab workouts. Crunches, sit-ups, and ab machines won't burn belly fat. They can help strengthen your core, but they won't make your stomach flatter if you still have fat covering the muscle. Extreme diets and detoxes. Things like juice cleanses, extreme calorie restriction, and weird detox teas might help you lose water weight quickly, but they don't lead to sustainable fat loss. Most people regain the weight, and sometimes more, once they stop. Only doing cardio. Cardio alone without strength training often leads to losing muscle along with fat. This can make you look skinny fat instead of lean and toned. Expecting fast results. Losing belly fat, especially the last bit of stubborn fat, takes time. If you're already relatively lean, that last 5 to 10 pounds can be slow. Be patient and consistent. Ignoring overall body fat percentage. You can have strong abs, but if your body fat percentage is high, they won't show. Focus on lowering your overall body fat first. Realistic timeline and expectations. Let's talk about expectations because this is where a lot of people get discouraged. If you're significantly overweight, you can lose a decent amount of belly fat relatively quickly in the beginning, especially in the first 2 to 3 months. But as you get leaner, fat loss usually slows down. For most people, losing 0.5 to 1 pound per week is a realistic and sustainable rate. If you're already fairly lean and just trying to get visible abs, progress can be even slower, sometimes just 0.25 to 0.5 pounds per week. Also understand that some people's genetics make it harder to get a completely flat stomach or visible abs. That doesn't mean you can't improve dramatically, it just means your goal look might be different from someone else's. A simple action plan. If you want to start losing belly fat effectively, here's a simple framework. Create a moderate calorie deficit, 300 to 500 calories below maintenance. Eat enough protein. Aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. Strength train 3 to 4 times per week. Do some form of cardio, optional but helpful. Prioritize sleep, 7 to 9 hours. Manage stress as best as you can. Be consistent for at least 8 to 12 weeks before judging results. You don't need to be perfect with all of these. Even doing 4 out of 6 consistently will move the needle. Final thoughts. Losing belly fat isn't about finding some secret exercise or magic food. It's about being in a calorie deficit consistently while taking care of your training, sleep, and stress levels. It's not always fast or easy, especially as you get leaner. But if you're patient and consistent, you will see progress. The people who get the best results are usually the ones who stick with it the longest, not the ones who do the most extreme things for a short period of time. If you want, I can help you create a more personalized plan based on your current situation. Just let me know your approximate body weight, activity level, and how much time you can realistically commit to training. Also, if you have any questions about anything I covered in this video, drop them in the comments. I read pretty much everything. If this video helped clear some things up for you, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. We post new content every week about fitness, fat loss, and health strategies that actually work in real life. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.